To go to college or not to go? That's the important question that many talented basketball teenagers need to answer before they graduate high school. Before David Stern created the one and done rule back in 2006, players were able to jump into the NBA right out of high school. There have been 44 players drafted out of high school, including players such as Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. While going straight to the NBA might make sense for some players financially, sometimes it doesn't work out for others. Playing a year in college might be needed because it allows these young players to get stronger and adapt to tougher competition in a faster pace. So today I'm going to be discussing 3 NBA players that should have never skipped college. The first player is Sebastian Telfair. Not only is Telfair Stephon Marbury's little cousin, but he was also one of the best high school players of his generation when he attended Abraham Lincoln High School. He was a 5-star recruit and listed as the number 2 point guard in the nation in 2004 behind only Sean Livingston. He would also be named USA and New York Mr. Basketball Player of the Year and also MVP of the 2004 McDonald's All-American Game. At one point, Telfair was considered the best player out of Lincoln High School as he scored a total of 2,785 points in 4 years until Len Stevenson came by and outscored him. In his senior year for Lincoln, Telfair averaged an impressive 33.2 points with 9.2 assists and led them to 3 PSAL titles and 1 state title. However, instead of going to college to play for Louisville and Rick Pitino, he decided to enter the NBA draft after a fatal shooting occurred at his apartment where his family lived. This is when everything went wrong. Instead of doing a year in college to adapt to the pace and competition, he would go on and get selected 13th by the Portland Trail Blazers. With Telfair as their starting point guard, Portland would lose 23 of their final 28 games and would lead them to their worst record ever since the 1973 season. In his rookie year, Telfair was a disappointment as he averaged 6.8 points with 3.3 assists on 39% shooting from the field and 25% from the 3. His best season arguably was during the 2007 season with the Timberwolves when he averaged 9.3 points with 5.9 assists. To make matters worse, Telfair was convicted guilty to criminal possession of a weapon and received 3 years probation and a 3-game suspension from the NBA. The second player is Jonathan Bender. Bender was drafted 5th in the 1999 NBA draft, which is a huge disappointment considering the fact that he was drafted over guys such as John Marion, Ron Artest, and Manu Ginobili. In high school, the 7-footer averaged 23.1 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 4 assists. Also in the McDonald's All-American Game, he scored 31 points in 31 minutes, breaking a record that was previously held by Michael Jordan. He was a rare 7-footer with a silky shot and ridiculous hops that impressed every scout. Rick Carlisle once said that in terms of basketball ability, Bender was in the top 1 or 2% that he's ever witnessed. However, his NBA career wasn't as successful as many people anticipated due to many injuries. In his rookie year, he only played 24 games and averaged 2.7 points. His best season came in the 2001 season when he only averaged 7.4 points. He had many games where he showed his potential, such as a 20-point, 5-rebound, and 4-block performance against the Orlando Magic in only 24 minutes. But every time he put up a good performance, his knees would hold him back as he continuously suffered injuries that prohibited his growth as a player. In 8 seasons, he only played 262 games. In 2005, Bender was rated by Sport Illustrated number 11 on the list of 20 greatest busts in NBA draft history. It's unfortunate for Bender because he had the talent and work ethic to be a great player in the league, but his body just gave up on him. The third player is Darius Miles. In the year 2000, Miles was drafted 3rd overall, which at that time was the highest a high school player has ever been drafted. Even though the 2000 draft was one of the weakest drafts ever, Miles was selected ahead of players such as Jamal Crawford, Hedo Turkoglu, and Michael Redd. Miles was so spectacular in high school that even Michael Jordan endorsed the Clippers, taking him 3rd overall. In high school, he was a 6'9" prodigy with unbelievable athletic abilities. He was considered by many as a top 3 player in the nation when he was in high school, and also received Illinois' Mr. Basketball Player of the Year. In high school, he averaged 22 points, 13 rebounds, and a ridiculous 7 blocks per game, while playing almost all 5 positions on the court. On the court, he had the rare ability to handle the ball like a point guard, post up, shoot the 3-ball, and be a terrific shot blocker. He was compared to other high school draftees such as KG, except that he was skinnier and less physical than him. According to scouts, his biggest problem was that he didn't have the proper fundamentals needed to thrive in the NBA. With his athletic abilities, he was more of a full-court player instead of a half-court player. Miles had actually committed to St. John, but decided to enter the draft to help his family financially. Miles actually did not have a bad career, but it was definitely a disappointment for a player with so much hype. He would go on to have career averages of 10.1 points and 4.9 rebounds. He showed potential when he dropped a career-high 47 points against the Nuggets in 2005, but he couldn't stay away from injuries, which derailed his career. 1 year in college would have definitely made a big difference for Miles, as it would have allowed him to work on his game and mainly his strength, which would have prevented many injuries for Miles. So this is a short detailed list of 3 players with massive talent that should have stayed at least 1 year in college. I know there are many other high school draftees that were a huge bust, such as Kwame Brown, Eddie Curry, and Sean Livingston, but these 3 players I discussed today are less known than the others. If there are other high school draftees that you believe should have stayed at least 1 year in college, leave it in the comment section, and if you like this video, like and subscribe.